talk about it. Let the world know who you are. Baby, you're a star. Let's talk about it. Real talk with Kimmi Rose.
Welcome to Real Talk with Kimmi Rose. I am Kimmi Rose, and today's guest is a rising star straight out of North Carolina who really brings something special to the game. Whether he's rapping or singing, he represents something that is real, authentic, and ambition. Today, you will meet the man behind the music. Please help me welcome Mr. Kovu Kareem. Kovu Kareem, what you got going on? Let's talk about it.
What you want to talk about, Miss Kimmi?
Okay, so I have a few questions I love to ask, and at the end, I want to know if you can do a little something special for us, like a freestyle or anything like that. If you're ready, okay. Okay, so one of my first questions I love to ask people, for people who do not know you yet, who is Kovu behind the music?
To simplify it, I feel like he's just a trying man.
A trying man?
Yes.
Okay.
Not necessarily anything spectacular than anybody else.
Okay, I understand that. So you're from North Carolina?
No, ma'am. Born and raised in South Carolina.
Oh, okay. So you live in North Carolina?
No, ma'am. I live in South Carolina.
Now?
I work up here
Okay.
in Durham, and I do a little music on the side.
Okay. Well, I've seen you a lot at different places in North Carolina. So that's what I was thinking. Okay. Well, that's fine. It's Carolina. When did you realize music was more than just a hobby for you?
During my time of incarceration.
Okay. During your time of incarceration, is that recent or is that something that's like?
No, ma'am. I've been home now. I believe this year made 3 years. Mm-hmm. But back in 2018, 2019, I had got locked up for a murder that I didn't do. Mm-hmm. And I remember one of the things my auntie had told me, my aunt Tabitha, she was like, God told me to tell you to sing.
Okay.
And at the time, I'm like, sing. Mm-hmm. But I understood. And then that's when I also understood it became a way of life.
Okay, so did you get started while you were incarcerated or you waited until you left out,
No, ma'am, I've been singing. I've been musically inclined since a child.
Okay.
I've been singing in the church. Old Bethlehem, Arkansas, in Lakeview, South Carolina. We have church 2 times a day, every day. Only reason we miss days is because we're human. So you have things like corona, sicknesses, illnesses, certain, things that make us human, but every day, twice a day.
Okay, yeah.
So I went from the youth choir to the youth adult to the adult.
Okay.
And then when I graduated high school, went to a technical college for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I can honestly say that was my first time being on my own. I was living with my Aunt Jen, but actually just living with her versus being with my Aunt Joyce, she was, on me. So I had a lot more freedom when I went to that tech, and that was the reason why I didn't get the credits I needed, because I was only at the tech because I needed a foreign language. Because in high school, I chose to take culinary arts. So it still counted the credits for me to graduate, but in order to get into South Carolina State, I needed a foreign language. So I was at the tech for a semester, and I had to come back because I was like a point off. And the professor that could have gave me that point was like, you smart, but I want to see you again because your attendance. So, come back. I'm like, all right, cool. I got the summer off. Go to Georgia. And that's when I get locked up for a murder that I didn't do. Like, it's on camera, clear as day. But they tried to say I conspired to do it. So having to face it, and I went to trial. Feel me? So yeah, I had to really face it. One of the things my auntie told me to do while doing time was sing. And I sang. I always knew I was musically inclined, you feel me? Because it was obvious I could sing.
Yeah.
But that was only because, the saints of the church, they push you. They gonna embrace you. They gonna almost force it at you. But having to do it on my own with nobody, I can't just say them. I did at the time. Them grown men didn't want to hear me sing. I'm locked up. I ain't ever been locked up a day in my life. Any grown men don't want to hear me sing. But it's like that carried me. I can say that along with being a good person, along with God, that carried me through singing. Like we in there, grown men. I mean, a dorm. I'm classified around my charges, so murderers, rapists, sodomists, people who ain't going home same way God forbid if it would have left for me. I ain't around no shoplifters. I ain't around no petty, smaller crimes. So singing, I could say. Late nights, man, like we all might be locked down. Hey, bro, you sing that Frank Ocean, bro? I'm out here thinking about my old lady, bro. Grown me. Like, bro, you got me. I'm singing. And next thing you know, bro, I'm out here crying, bro. Like, you don't belong in here, little bro.
And you're in there with people who may or may not or don't have a chance of going home. Or, you see murderers or...
A lot of them didn't. And I could say that was just one pod. It was about 6 pods because my pod only held about 18 people. So it had to be 6 others, you feel me, to hold the rest of the charges like mine. So I moved around from pod to pod because you don't want to sit in one pod too long, you get bored. So I can't say who all did it and who didn't, but majority of who I seen did it. And Maurice Lawrence was the only one in my situation, similar. He didn't do it, he was just charged with it. And he brought me through a lot. But that's when I realized singing wasn't a hobby. It was genuinely a way of life. It was a way out. It was a way to.
So would you say that your time incarcerated, or what could you tell us, what experiences inspire your songs today? Are those experiences some of the ones that inspire what you sing about today? Or do you more so try to stay away from that?
The songs themselves are no comparison to the energy that I give. And that's where it comes from. The songs are simple. I wrote them. But the energy is for them times where I really didn't believe I could do this again. Because I was writing songs back then, same as I'm writing them now. But to actually believe that I would perform them. It was a time where my lawyer told me for professional reasons, you have to prepare for the chance that this might not go the way we think.
So is there a time where you felt because like you just said, where you didn't know that you would actually perform these songs? So is there a time when you felt like I'm going to quit? I'm just going to give up?
I rebuke the bondage spirit from around us as we talk about this, but facing a life sentence, they was trying to give me over 100 some years. And we're human, I'm human, so I listened to the plea that they offered, even though I know I didn't do it, so I really shouldn't even listen to it. But hey, that's a long time, so let me at least see what y'all trying to offer me. And it was the only thing we can give you is life with the possibility of parole. And I was looking at life without. Let's go to trial. So I had to mentally prepare that this might not go my way, no matter how right I am, no matter how on camera it is. I'm a black man.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people who are in jail or in prison who are who are innocent. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
And then can you pull your mic just a little bit?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Pardon me, I'm sorry.
That's fine. Start back? Okay. So how would you describe your sound to someone who has never heard your music before?
Only as I would describe it to myself. Because genuinely, I can't tell you how I think you're going to take it. I can tell you how I take it. And that is just really a pathway for you to take it like that. A lot of people take my music in a lot of different ways. But those that actually hear me.
Okay. So, who were the artists that influenced, or did any artists influence you growing up? I'll say that because some people aren't influenced by other artists. They just are who they are. So, who influenced you, if anybody?
My sister, my great aunt Jen, my mama. Like my sister and my mama, man, they got voices. And it'll make you cry.
Okay. Sister and your mom. Okay, so when you're writing a song, do you start with the beat, the melody, or a story, or do you just start from the heart? Like you don't write anything down, or what is your process?
On top of having 3.5, maybe 4 years of work, that I could already just go to the studio and record, I just do what God tell me to do. So sometimes I might hear a beat and I'll take something that I wrote, which I've done numerous times, something that I wrote 10 years ago, 8, 7 years ago, 6 years ago, and record it. And then it might be a song where all it takes is a word, all it takes is a melody. Like Rizzy we might be around the crib, she might say a word, a sentence, and that sentence, as a creative, you don't know where your inspiration gonna come from.
Okay. So, how do you stay authentic while trying to grow your audience? Some people are
Great
willing
question.
to do just about anything to get notoriety or just to get the attention, even if it, compromises who they are.
I was actually thinking about something similar to this earlier today. It was a point in time where they didn't know who I was at all. I was living in my car, doing the same things I'm doing now. I recorded music for me because on top of coming home after beating a life sentence, no therapy, jumping straight into it, getting into a wreck, second car I'm in, now I'm living in it. The woman that I love broke my heart. Like, that was a lot. So I was ready to kill myself. I was ready to get up out of here because it was just too much. Like, it didn't make sense. And that, to me, was illogical. Like, thought. It wasn't, because they taught me, like, don't think like that. But logically, it made sense. Like, I was genuinely tired. So the only other option I had was to sing, the same thing that brought me out of so much. And I recorded music on my phone, same phone. And was just listening to it, passing time, played some of it at work. And this person heard me, man named John Trimboys, man. He was like, hey, that's you? I'm like, yeah. And it took off from there. And I can't say I do it for the people. I didn't know people like Brianna, Rizzy. I didn't even know you was gonna be here to say I'm doing it for y'all. I did it for me. I'm just thankful that this is what I attracted.
Okay. So, what is the biggest challenge of being an independent artist you face today?
Empathy. Understanding that just the principle of being an independent artist. Because nowadays, it be like, I'm starting to understand, humbly, I'm way better than a lot of these artists. But I empathize and lessen myself so many times just off of we're independent. Trying to reason. You find reason. And now we're to the point where people like you show up when I start realizing who I am. You wasn't here when I was a yes man, a friend to everyone. And wasn't like really a friend of myself. Like Brianna and Rizzy is who I be with for real, and Brianna be so busy. So it's like I really don't be with people for real. So when I get around them, it's a whole bunch of pretending and empathizing. Because that's the only way I can stand being around y'all, because it's like I done did all of this before I had got incarcerated. I went viral. I wasn't doing these like the shows and stuff, but I did a lot before, so it feels like I'm going through grade school again. And that's why my sound sounds how it sounds, because this ain't the first time. Like, this is just y'all first time hearing it. But empathizing with these independent artists, because, you know, salute. Because we all got to go through grade school. But just understanding who I am, because that kills my joy comparing them.
Well, that was leading to my next question. As far as, because I know you've seen other artists, so what separates you from the other artists?
I think what separates you from everyone else, like your purpose in life, your calling. Though we may use the same paintbrush, the picture ain't gonna turn out the same. But that don't mean we're the same. So the reason I'm here is what I hold on to. Like, I understand we may wear the same shoes, but we ain't walking the same steps. Getting so caught up in, man, we in the same shoes, not realizing we're not walking the same steps.
Okay. So what does success look like for you? And that can mean different things for different people. So.
This, Brianna, Rizzy, Kimmi Rose, cameraman, who I'm gonna get your name after this, the owner. Yeah, I'm in here chilling with the owner. Like that's success, because it was a time when I was in that 6x13, and y'all couldn't even fathom a person like me existed, yet alone to want to have me here right now.
So outside of music, what are some things people would be surprised to know about you?
I hold so much in. And I only say that because of the vulnerability that I push. And I can't say I necessarily push it because I don't want to cry on stage. Who wants to just cry on stage? You know, who wants to just be vulnerable in them? You know, but when you're in flow state, like I was just telling Brianna, it's some hard acceptances you got to accept. And when God tell you to do something, it's for a purpose that you don't understand. Not yet, at least. Like, do it. But it all makes sense. See, but I was getting caught up in worried about having the eggs, the flour, the sugar, make sure I got the oven, make sure it got electricity. Like, I was so worried about the cake, I didn't even realize I had all that. If that makes sense.
It does. You make sense. Okay, so what advice would you give other young artists who are coming up in North Carolina, South Carolina, or just coming up in general?
If I had to give any advice, because who am I? Things like what I'm doing now, what we're doing, help me visualize that it could be done. Because if it wasn't people like you, I wouldn't have realized things like this could be done. So they put it on camera for us. And God has a funny way, because like, I'm human, so I got to see it sometime to believe it. I didn't believe that I could have these things until I seen them. So if that's what it took, then I give that advice. Like, allow seeing me to be double confirmation for what you're chasing, that it could be done. Because I'm telling you, like, you, whoever watching, 9 times out of 10, you didn't believe that you couldn't make it more than I didn't believe. Like, I didn't believe, bro. Like, and I could say I turned my back on God, facing that like sin it. Because what? How could you? I went to church every day. Missed out on so much, got picked at so much, like, got took from my mama. Like, I went through so much, how could you? Now this. So I definitely didn't believe any of this was possible at one point in my life. And I had to come to terms with it's all over with. And I thank God that it didn't go that way. It was just one point in time where I thought it was. See, that's why my way is not his way. Cause they been like wish me well, so I went ahead and just wish myself off. Like I've been killed myself multiple times. They don't believe me. They don't believe me. We got raises every Wednesday. I've been like, you're not looking at who first went in there. I can't explain it to you because the vessel looks similar to the one that went in there. I'm telling you, I'm not that William Worley, and it's just hard to understand. But I died multiple times. One of the times I took myself out.
Well, that makes me think of when I always say I die daily to self. But with you, you say that there was a time where it seems like you wouldn't believe where you are today, basically. And so right now, are you present? Do you know that this is it, like this? You are him now. Do you realize that now? Or are you still like, I'm not sure, or this, why me, Lord? Or, how is this even possible? Like, where are you right now with this?
I feel like I ain't doing enough. So trying to understand why me. I was just telling Rizzy that, like, what am I doing? Why am I here?
Well, you are definitely chosen. I can tell you that. I can tell. I remember sending an email to you, and I asked you for your email address, and it said God's chosen. And I'm like, yeah, you're definitely chosen. I don't think you realize how chosen you are. I really don't. I've seen plenty of artists, and I just do not believe that you know how chosen you are. Like, if it's like an outer body experience, even sitting here talking to you. So I don't know if you know how chosen you are. So just wanted to put that out there. So what's next for you that people should be watching for?
Don't watch me. I'm gonna confuse you. Which makes it so difficult being a leader. I was just telling Rizzy that today, like, how can I sit here and tell you it's gonna be okay when I go to God? Where I'm gonna confuse you, but I know that I mean well, and I know that I gotta be here for a reason. I feel like that's the obvious. Don't watch me. Like, my thankfulness comes from I didn't do this for this. It was a time that I gave up on this. I got music from a time that I believed, and that's what y'all love now. And I wrote a few songs, but overall I did not believe in this. I stopped believing in it. And I think that's when it came into fruition.
Well, you say not to watch you, but you may not be doing it for people to watch you, but you are helping people. You are helping a lot of people just by being yourself and showing up. So a lot of times we do things, we think, oh, well, I'm not doing this for anybody but me. I'm just, doing what it is that I need to do for myself. But there are a lot of young men, young black men especially, who are watching you and who probably was ready to give up on themselves and looking at you and like, oh, well, if he can do it, I can do it. If he's going to stand up there and tell, because the questions, the information that you said today, I knew about, but never I would not have asked you those questions because I'm not that type of person, meaning I'll let you tell me what you want to tell me, but what you explain about the incarceration and stuff like that, I knew those things. Any good, journalist or person who wants to be a journalist would know those things, ahead of time. But the thing is, I figured I would ask you questions that are more related to, just getting to know you, and it would come out if that's what you want to expose. And like I said, people watching this are going to be like, look at him now, though. Look at him now. He's sitting up there being, first of all, a man's man, because only a man can let their emotions show. Most men who think they're men, who try to keep it all in and try to be all macho and don't want to show any emotion, any, feelings at all, they aren't men. You're sitting up here, you're a star. I just want you to know that you are a star. And I just want to know I don't know if you want to come back from the break and if you can give us something, to let us know what it is that you do. For those who have not heard you yet.
Yes,
okay.
That's fine.
All right. Okay, Kovu, you have shared a lot about your story, your journey behind the music. Now, I think it's time that the audience actually hears what it is you bring to the game. So let's take a moment to tap into the sound of Kovu Kareem.
You want a song? You want to hear a song? Okay.
Okay.
I came a long way from parked cars and conversations. We finally made it. Thank the Lord we finally made it. Trying to see how far I take it. We'll sit back and watch amazed. If I tell you all my pain, you'll shed it to the second page. If I tell you all my struggles, you'll look at me different. I didn't give up on my mission. I kept grinding relentless. I told my people no more hurting. I can grant all your wishes. And just to see my auntie smile, it blows my heart out the ceiling. And if I trip or get to tripping, he ain't been writing a minute. My only interest run up means can't survive off chilling. I tried to ask what make me different. She said, babe, you just different. I wrote this dookie, smoke a doobie while I count up these digits. Dark days ending. Yeah, they finally over. I got that pressure off my chest and took the weight off my shoulders. We taking cover, living life for the moment. Stay patient, finally getting rewarded. I used to want it all until I realized what I had sitting in front of me. My downfall was my company. Back doors were steadied under me. I washed my hands with her, she ain't the one for me. Inventory stock, but running low on all that fuckery. Them niggas sell it cheap, though. You can go get your fix. Peep the scene, but never in the mix unless I make the mix. I told him we would make it like this. And never stress about a job or paying bills or seeing rent. Here to send it to the tenant when I'm finished. Lord forgive me. Steady giving back, so I don't trip when I be sinning. Cause my purpose had a curse, I had to lift it. And get in tune with spirit, vision blurred, but won't hinder. I live a life of many wishes, fantasizing about Bentleys. Using tools like I was fixing, trying to cope with addiction. I'm smoking weed like it's prescripted, like I got a prescription. Hit the gas and I get lifted, play a beat and speak visions like, hold on, wait. Stars in the ceiling, the Bentley got drapes. I came from nothing, say today and did this shit with no cape. Beat on my chest like I ape, popping pussies like grapes. Ask how I feel, I can't say. Just know that I got faith. Came from the jungle, yeah, the concrete, no one could stop me. PTSD, so don't remind me, the men's behind me. Said I'm a prince, don't call me Hakeem, just call me Poppy. I get more head than driver's ID, kick shit like Tai Chi. Discuss the business over high tea, you high shit, probably. But more focused than the IV for sure than Ivory or Dial Spring. Remember days when I would call and you just left me dialing. Like she just let it ring. Kovu.
Okay, I love it. I mean, the lyrics, he has the type of lyrics that you can see when he's saying it. You know what I'm saying? You can see
Man, Rizzy say that all the time.
Yeah, you can see what's happening when he's saying it. That's good. Okay, so, all right. This has been another powerful conversation on Real Talk with Kimmi Rose. I hope to have Kovu Kareem back with us. And like I said, this was an experience that I was not expecting. And that's the good thing. That's the authenticity that he brings to any situation he's in. I came here with my notes already, thinking I was going to ask him some questions just off the top of my head that I wrote because I've been, not stalking, but studying him. I've been studying him. I didn't stalk him, but I studied him. And I'm like, this young man, mind you, Gen Z, mind you, will have you thinking like, what is he thinking? You won't know what he's thinking just by looking at him. So like I said, this has been a very, very authentic conversation, something I was not ready for, something I'm never ready for an artist, because I mean, they bring it. So without further ado, I just want to say thank you so much for stopping by here today and taking out the time to bless us with this experience, because you being around is an experience. I'm just going to be honest. You're an experience, and I really appreciate you. Without further ado, I'm going to get out of here. My name is Kimmi Rose, and I am signing out.
Talk about it. Welcome to Real Talk with Kimmi Rose.